Hey yo, what's good reader fam? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a friend with me. This is Kathleen, and we're going to be playing a fun little bookish game today. Are you ready for this?
Probably not, but let's do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway. Today we're going to be playing Guess That Book Plot, and by we're going to be playing, I mean Kathleen's going to be playing, because she's going to be guessing book plots.
Yes.
Basically, I'm going to show her a book, and she has to decide what the book is about by the title and the cover alone. It's going to be a grand old time. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You don't sound ready.
I'm getting my storytelling skills ready.
Maybe if you chug the coffee, it'll give you some energy. Some storytelling energy.
Storytelling energy.
Let's get started. The first book is Whoopah! Grimm Lovelies.
Well, it's definitely set in Paris because there's an Eiffel Tower and the gargoyles and stuff make me think maybe it's kind of like Phantom of the Opera-esque. Maybe the gargoyles come to life from the opera house in Paris and there's some magic involved. There's probably like a portal to another world and they have to save Paris from impending doom because the gargoyles came to life.
There are some elements that could be like similar to what the book is actually about.
Success!
So basically, in this world, there are creatures called beasties. Basically, witches have turned animals. And like, we follow a human who like desperately wants to be an actual human, but her witch owner gets killed and she only has like 3 days to live, and so she must like figure out a way to like survive.
Huh.
Yeah, so I mean...
But it's in Paris.
Yeah, it's in Paris, so you got that part right.
There are creatures.
You weren't like too far off, because you said like the gargoyles turning into humans or something like that, didn't you?
Coming alive.
Coming alive.
I mean, yeah,
so
that's pretty close.
That's kind of like a
pretty much the same thing, so
yeah, you know.
I consider that.
That was pretty good, though.
Ding, ding, ding.
Also, that was like an interesting plot that you just came up with, so maybe you should write a book.
Check out my book. Okay.
The next book is The Dreadful Tale of Prospereting. What do you think this book is all about?
A fox that's made out of snow. Or ice, actually. It's like a fox. Is that a fox? Like a fox made out of ice, and it's looking at itself in a magic mirror. Probably asking, who is the fairest fox of all? And somewhere across the land, there's another fox that's made, instead of out of snow, it's made out of fire. So this fox is going to find the other.
You really have quite the imagination.
Because the other fox is the fairest of them all. So this is the evil queen fox. It's looking in the mirror, see? The evil queen fox is like, I'm gonna get that little fire fox.
Okay, so you're quite off on this one. This book follows this boy named Prospereting, and his great-great-great-great-great-grandfather made a deal.
Fox.
No.
Oh.
Made a deal with a demon, and so now Prospereting has a demon inside of him, and he has to figure out how to get rid of it.
How would I ever know that from that cover?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the story.
Definitely not. So yeah, you were a little off, but
whatever.
That was a hard one.
I agree.
This is also a middle grade book. Don't you think that's kind of dark? Like a
Yeah.
child with a demon inside of him? The next book is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. What do you think this book is all about?
Prison? Maybe not prison, because now that I'm looking at that, that's not a prison cell, and that's definitely a fence. There's a little spoiler on the front about something about witches, so I'm guessing this girl is a witch, or she grew up with witches, and she has always been kind of like locked away in their house, and she can't really like go to the outside world. She's like longing to see the outside world, like, you know, someday she'll be part of that world.
Part of your world.
But she feels like an outsider, and the castle is referring to their obviously really cool witchy mansion that they live inside of, that she never leaves it.
From what I remember, it's been a long time since I have read this book. Want to grab your copy?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Did you spill some?
Yes, but it spilled on my shoe.
You weren't super wrong on this character being like locked up in this house kind of a situation. Her and her cousin and her uncle, like...
They have powers.
No. They like poisoned their family when they came to like have dinner one night or something, and like killed all of them, and like have just been keeping it a secret for the longest time or something. I could be terribly off on this, by the way. It's been a million years since I read this book. So they keep it a secret, and they like prevent her from going out in the world so that people don't get like curious about what happened to the family or something. And then one of their family members comes to visit them and like starts questioning them about the murder, and it's like...
Sounds really good.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty interesting book, but I also could be very wrong on the description, because like I said, it's been a while since I read it. The next one is a manga, and that is Death Note. Now this cover like tells you absolutely nothing about this, but this is a popular story, so you might have heard something about it at some point.
I've heard of it for sure. I know you have talked about it.
I feel like the title is just very telling alone.
And I've heard about it, but I know absolutely nothing about the story, even though I know it's popular. Death and Note. Someone leave a note about, or maybe it's just about death.
You're like trying to look into my eyes for the answer. You're like,
Death Note, Death Note, Death Note. I have two possible things in my head. head. Either
We'll say both.
Okay, so it could be like somebody is like a serial killer and they're like leaving notes and then people die after they like read the note or something like that. Death note seems like really like using the word like.
Looking for the answer on the floor.
I'm searching my brain by looking around. I hate that I say the word like so much.
Okay, story of my life.
I think this person could be an assassin or something.
So you really weren't that off with the first thing you said, and you saying that kind of goes along with it.
Woo, look at the pages, they're black. It's so cool.
You just got so sidetracked. So basically, we have this guy who comes across a death note, which is linked to a Shinigami death god. So he can take the death note and write people's names on it. Like if he writes their name down, they get like a heart attack and die.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
morbid, but cool.
he starts using it as a way to like create a utopia in the world. So you weren't that off on that one. You were like you pretty much nailed it. Hair to the flip. Next we have hoodoo.
Okay, so hoodoo I feel like has to be a play of words on like voodoo. The crow is a voodoo master. Probably not. Okay, so the crow looks like it's possessed. Ooh, I know. This kid does voodoo. He has a little tiny crow and he makes this crow come to life and do his bidding. And his name is Hugh, and that's why it's called hoodoo. Because he's Hugh, the voodoo artist. Or maybe his name is Harry or Hunter.
Hunter. You were kind of off. Basically, we follow a boy named Hoodoo, and his family practices magic.
Okay, he does magic,
Yeah,
and
but-
his name starts with H, so...
Yeah, he's having like a hard time coming into his powers, and then one day this like strange man shows up and is like after this boy and like trying to get him and stuff. You were like on the right track again. I feel like you were...
I had some elements
Close.
of the story.
Yeah. The next one is The Accident Season. This is a very big cover, but the title is pretty telling, I would say.
Well, I'm guessing a whole bunch of accidents start happening around the same time. And there is kind of like a subtitle that says, bones shatter, skin splits, hearts break, we burn, we drown, we stay alive. Maybe like it's almost like a plague thing where like a bunch of weird things start happening at once. Whoever is still like alive in the book is like trying to figure out why they're all happening and also trying to stay alive.
Really not off at all. So basically every October, this family has just a bunch of accidents happen to them. Like it's just a month full of accidents. They're finally like, okay, we need to figure out why all these accidents are happening. And so it's just like them looking into it and stuff.
Basically, I got that one completely.
You nailed that one, I would say.
Yes! Oh!
The next one is The Raven Boys. I, myself, even have a hard time explaining this one, so good luck. Try to figure it out, sis.
I've definitely heard of this, but I have no idea what it's about. There's a group of boys that are friends. They probably call themselves the Raven Boys, which may not have to do with ravens, but it may have to do with ravens. Maybe they're shapeshifters who can turn into ravens, and they're like vigilantes. Or maybe they just call themselves the Raven Boys, but they're just like a group of friends that are boys and a bunch of dramatic stuff happens, and probably someone has powers in there somewhere, and they're trying to defeat something together, and they probably have like differences in fights because they're probably teenagers. There's a lot of angst. But then they all come together for the common good and defeat the bad guy.
I mean, you're really not that off.
Really?
Yeah, so there is a group of boys in here. Basically, we also have this girl named Lou. Her first kiss is apparently gonna kill the person that she kisses, or her first true love that she kisses will die or something like that. And like, I'm pretty sure it's one of the
No
Raven Boys, but we
pressure.
don't really know. I haven't read the full
Jeez.
series. I've only read the first book. But they do like go on an adventure together, and they're a group of guys.
Teenage angst.
There is lots of teenage angst, so yes, you pretty much got that one. I'll give you that one. And the next one is Tokyo Ghoul. It's a
Alright.
manga.
So it's set in Tokyo, Japan. This guy has one red eye, so I think he has a secret. He's hiding something. Ghoul. So maybe he's a ghost, or he's like half ghost, or he can talk to ghosts. On the other hand, he's called the Tokyo Ghoul because he like maybe is a killer and is killing people, and that's his serial killing. But he has some sort of powers or something going on, like he's hiding something because he's got that one red eye. That's all I got.
I thought you were gonna say half ghoul. That's what he is. He's half ghoul.
I was
Half
gonna say that,
ghoul.
but I thought that was too obvious.
He's half ghoul, half human, and basically in this world, in this
How
book,
does
like
that
ghouls are a
work?
normal thing, and so they have like ghoul hunters and stuff, and so it's like basically them going up against
But
ghoul hunters. But he does have like the secret that he's like half human, half ghoul.
Well, I was right that he had a secret.
Yeah, you were close. Not too bad. This one's gonna be hard because the cover is so vague. The Call! What do you think this book is about? This cover tells you literally nothing at all. Well, actually it does say something on there, so never mind.
It's probably like you either get a phone call and then you have 3 minutes to like figure out how to keep living, or the call could be like a call, like a mating call, like a horn or like a horn or something. And when you hear that noise, then it's like 3 minutes to save your life after that.
Basically, you get a call and you go to this like fairyland where the fairies like can rip you to shreds and just like keep you as their slave, basically. 3 minutes in that world, but the 3 minutes feels like forever. Like it feels like a longer time because it's in the fairy. It's like manipulated.
Well, I wasn't completely wrong then, because you get a phone call and then you have 3 minutes to save your life.
And I think if you survive, you go back, but like hardly anybody survives.
You were right about the phone call.
Yeah, you were not that off. You were pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. The next book is This Savage Song.
I see a city street. That line is a guitar. So...
Violin.
Oop.
And a oop.
And a oop. So... wow, I'm like running out of creative energy. Well, it's a savage song, and it says there's no such thing as safe. So it's something happens in the city streets of wherever this is. Let's say it's New York City. So we're in New York City, and there is I keep going back to serial killers.
There is a serial killer.
There is a violin playing serial killer. You hear his song, and then he kills you. Or it could have nothing to do with violin, but I feel like it probably does by the face you just made. Something about the streets of New York City, violin playing a song. Maybe you hear a song and then you die, or maybe there's violin players and they're both competing to like be the top people in this like orchestra, or like one of them kills the other one, and that's the savage song. They probably kill them with the violin too. Break it in half, shank them.
In this world, it's like a city divided.
Here's a city.
There's two perspectives. We have Kate and we have August.
Two people.
Kate is a human, but she like kind of has like a bit of an edge to her. She's like really edgy. And then August is a monster. He can play the violin and steal people's souls.
See, so, I knew the violin playing had to do with killing.
Yeah, you know, you were like close-ish.
I knew it.
He doesn't,
I was thinking like people
tear
hear
apart the violin and shank people.
Well, I was thinking people hear the violin and then like something happens. Yeah. Pretty much the same.
So Kate and August end up having like an unlikely friendship.
And then they both join the orchestra.
So, yeah, close. Close. You were kind of close. The next book we have is a manga, and that is Blue Exorcist. What could this book be all about?
Okay, so he's got this blue sword and it's on fire.
This sword is on fire!
It is. He's got pointy ears and fangs. He's probably like a werewolf or something, or part werewolf or part like vampire or something. But Exorcist leads me to believe that there are demons, and he is a demon killer with his blue fiery sword. And that's why it's called Blue Exorcist, because it's a blue sword. Or he might even be like part demon or something, but he's like helping kill the bad demons.
Yeah, so his dad is Satan.
I wasn't expecting
like,
that. Okay, so he is like kind of part.
Yeah, and he like wants to go up against his dad, but he needs to become like an exorcist to do so. So he's like in training. I haven't read the full series. I've only read this volume.
I feel like I got the
you
closest
got this
on that one.
Yeah,
then...
like for sure. That was like pretty spot on. Good job. Crushed it. Hey, 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 hey. The next one we have here is City of Ghosts. What do you think this book is all about?
Well, there's a city full of ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
A haunted girl, an adventure like no other.
Those dang taglines.
Well, the girl is being haunted by a lot of ghosts that are in this city of ghosts. And she's got a cat, and I bet the cat can like sense the ghosts. Or maybe it's a ghost cat. Something is happening. The ghosts are like trying to tell her something, and she's maybe like going on an adventure through the city, communicating with the ghosts because she's haunted. Maybe she can communicate with them better than other people, or maybe she's the only one that can communicate with them. And they're trying to tell her something. She's like uncovering a big secret with her sidekick. Ghost cat.
Really not that far off again. Basically, this is about a girl named Cassidy who has a near-death experience, and so because of that, she can now like pull the veil between the living and the dead and communicate with ghosts. Her best friend's a goat, and she goes on an adventure and ghost, not a goat. And her parents like booked this TV deal in Edinburgh, which is like one of the most haunted places in the world. Their like show is about like ghost hunting. She has lots of adventures with the ghosties. It's great time.
Ghosty adventure.
Ghosty adventure. Ghosty adventure. Ghosty adventure. Yeah.
Ghosty adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well that was it for the Guess That Book Plot game. You did pretty good.
I mean, I did a lot better than I thought.
I would give you 4 out of 5 stars for that whole thing.
Not even like a 4.5.
Okay, I'll give you the 0.5 for the imagination, because you've got a good imagination.
Yeah.
Yay! An extra 0.5 stars!
Oh.
And that's why we don't do that. That's it for this video, guys. Kathleen has an Instagram if you want to go follow her. I will leave a link to it down below in the description. Let us know down below in the comments a book that you picked up based on the title or the cover alone, and it ended up kind of turning out to be something different than what you expected it to be, because we're very curious, because a lot of these covers are pretty misleading.
Yes.
If you like this video, guys, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright and that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye. It's the Kathleen Show.
Now I take over the whole channel.